Evelyn Drake had built her empire from nothing but a dream and an iron will. By 32, she was the youngest self-made billionaire in the country. Her face graced magazine covers, her name opened doors, and her inventions, sleek, AI-driven systems that reshaped industries, had made her both feared and admired. To the world, Evelyn was unstoppable. To those who worked under her, she was perfection wrapped in steel, never late, never kind, never wrong. But power built too high has a way of collapsing without warning. It started on a cold Monday morning. Evelyn was standing before a wall of glass, sipping black coffee, overlooking the skyline that used to belong to her, and then, within hours, it all slipped away. The company's systems went dark. Data vanished. An anonymous cyberattack crippled everything. Millions were lost before the sun had even set. Investors panicked, board members vanished, and within 2 days, the media had declared her finished. Her empire, Drake Innovations, once valued at billions, was declared bankrupt by Friday. Her penthouse, once full of light and power, now felt like a tomb. Reporters swarmed her gates, vultures disguised as journalists. Former friends refused to answer calls. Even her closest advisor turned cold. Evelyn had gone from visionary to failure in the time it takes to breathe. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. Her reflection in the mirror scared her, pale, sleepless eyes rimmed with red, hair unkempt, the once flawless mask cracked. When she finally forced herself back into her office for what she thought would be the last time, she expected emptiness. Instead, she heard the rhythmic swish of a mop. A janitor, tall, broad-shouldered, quietly humming an old tune. His faded name tag read Daniel. Evelyn's voice came out sharp, colder than she intended. You don't have to bother. The company's dead. Daniel looked up, met her eyes, and smiled, not the pitiful smile people gave her lately, but one of calm understanding. Then I'll clean up the mess people left behind, he said simply. Someone has to. She stared at him, stunned. His words weren't dramatic, but they hit her harder than all the interviews and accusations. There was no judgment in his tone, no pity, only quiet strength. He returned to his work, mopping around the same desks where billion-dollar deals were once signed, humming softly. Evelyn stood frozen, watching him, feeling the strangest urge to apologize. Later, as she sat on the cold floor of her glass office, lost in her thoughts, Daniel appeared again, this time holding a wrapped sandwich and a paper cup of coffee. You should eat, he said gently, setting them beside her before walking away without another word. For the first time in days, Evelyn felt something stir beneath the numbness. Not hope exactly, but warmth. She picked up the sandwich, staring at the simple act of kindness from a man who owed her nothing. That night, she whispered to herself, maybe I haven't lost everything after all. The next morning, Evelyn arrived earlier than usual, though she no longer had a reason to. Her company was gone, her staff dismissed, her empire scattered. Yet something had drawn her back, curiosity, maybe, or the quiet presence of the janitor who seemed to belong there more than she did now. She found Daniel in the server room, surrounded by tangled wires, old equipment, and the hum of half-dead machines. The air smelled of dust and burnt circuits. Evelyn frowned. What are you doing here? They cut power to this floor. He didn't even glance up. They missed one outlet, he said, his tone calm, patient, like someone who'd fixed things his whole life. Figured I'd see if there's anything left worth saving. Saving, she scoffed bitterly. You can't save $1 billion empire with a mop and a screwdriver. Daniel smiled faintly. Maybe not, but I can try. Evelyn leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed, watching him pry open a dusty console in the corner. She vaguely remembered it, a prototype server system from years ago, one she'd ordered shut down when newer, sleeker models came in. That thing's obsolete, she said. Obsolete doesn't mean useless, Daniel replied, hands steady as he reconnected old wires. Sometimes the things we throw away are the ones that keep us alive. She didn't know why those words hit her so hard. Maybe because, for the first time, she realized that was exactly how her life felt, discarded, forgotten, obsolete. Minutes passed in silence, the only sound the hum of tools and faint tapping of keys. Then, a flicker, a dim blue light blinked on. Evelyn straightened, heart racing. Daniel smiled softly. Looks like your system kept a backup. Hidden and offline. It's not much, but some of your data's still here. Her breath caught. That's impossible. No one knew about that redundancy system. I did, he said, glancing at her. I helped install it 6 years ago, back when I was a systems engineer here. Before the layoffs, Evelyn blinked, piecing it together. He wasn't just a janitor. He'd once been part of her company, part of the foundation she'd built her empire on, one of the many faces she never noticed when chasing her next success. "Why didn't you tell me?" she asked quietly. He shrugged, tightening a bolt. "Didn't think it mattered. Titles come and go. Work stays." The simplicity of his answer humbled her. She'd spent her whole life defining herself by her title, her power, her success. But this man, mopping floors to raise a child alone, carried a peace she'd never known. When he paused to text someone, she caught a glimpse of the screen. "Don't forget your lunch, buddy. Love you, Dad." Something twisted in her chest. "You're a single father." He nodded, eyes soft. "My boy's 10. Lost his mom when he was 3. Been just us since." Evelyn looked away, her throat tightening. For the first time, she wasn't thinking about money or recovery. She was thinking about this man, who'd lost everything too, yet still found the strength to help someone who had ignored him. "Why help me?" she whispered. Daniel smiled gently. "Because you're still a person, Miss Drake. Money doesn't change that." And for the first time in years, Evelyn felt tears she didn't try to hide. Weeks passed, and the once deserted offices of Drake Innovations began to stir with life again. Thanks to Daniel's discovery, Evelyn was able to contact loyal partners, recover client data, and rebuild lost systems. The world didn't know it yet, but a quiet miracle had happened inside that tower. One man's forgotten knowledge had revived what billion-dollar investors couldn't. Evelyn's pride, once a mountain, now felt like dust beneath her feet. She spent long hours beside Daniel, watching him work, listening as he patiently explained old systems and backup codes that no one had cared to remember. His hands were rough, his uniform worn, but his mind was sharp, and his heart, stronger than any boardroom executive she'd ever met. When the company's foundation stabilized again, Evelyn did what came naturally. She offered him a grand reward. "I owe you everything," she told him one evening, her voice steady but sincere. "Name your price, a new house, a salary, anything." Daniel smiled, wiping grease from his hands. "I don't need much, Miss Drake. Just, maybe a scholarship program for single parents. People who are trying their best but need a little help, like I once did." Evelyn stared at him, momentarily speechless. There was no greed in his voice, no ambition, only compassion. It humbled her in a way money never could. The next week, she made it happen. The Daniel Grant Foundation for Single Parents was born, and the story spread across the city. People whispered that the cold billionaire had changed, that she'd started showing up at charity events, shaking hands, asking questions, even laughing. For the first time in years, Evelyn felt alive. She began to spend more time outside the glass walls of her empire, volunteering at schools, visiting families the foundation helped, and even attending Daniel's son's science fair. Watching the boy proudly show his project about how electricity flows through kindness, Evelyn felt a lump rise in her throat. Daniel caught her eye from across the room and simply nodded, no words needed. In private moments, she still wrestled with guilt. For the years she'd walked past people like Daniel without seeing them. But every time she doubted herself, she remembered his quiet voice saying, "Money doesn't change that you're human." Months later, the company thrived again, leaner, wiser, and kinder. Evelyn had rebuilt not just her empire, but her soul. She implemented fair pay programs, mental health support, and career training for janitorial staff, something no other tech giant had dared to do. One late evening, as the sun bled gold over the skyline, Evelyn stood beside Daniel on the building's rooftop. The city below glimmered, not with power, but possibility. "You saved my company," she said softly. "But more than that, you saved me." Daniel looked at her with his quiet smile. "Maybe you just needed someone to remind you what you already had." Evelyn exhaled, a tear slipping down her cheek, not from loss this time, but peace. For the first time, she understood that wealth wasn't measured in dollars or power, but in the lives you lift when you decide to care. And it had all begun with a single dad janitor and one act of simple, human kindness.